Evaluate. Look at the word right here. Do you hear that? Value. We're finding the value of this thing. So let's see here. We're laying down the base. In this case, since this is inside the parentheses, this is all the base. Yeah, that's the -2 is the base. So we're going to pick it up and put it down. How many times? 3 times the exponent. To put it down 3 times, let's put that base down 3 times. A 1, a 2, and a 3. Okay, there's my places for the bases. -2, -2, -2. And of course, a mathematician's favorite tools is the multipliers. Just, yeah. But instead of this, let's just use a dot. Although you're going to see me use that X today for a certain reason. We will talk about that later. But in the meantime, that's what we're going to do. So a -2 times a -2. Well, a negative times a negative is a positive, and so that 2 times 2 is 4. So remember, we still have to multiply by this -2. So now we have a 4 times a -2, and 4 times -2 is, well, 4 times 2 is 8, and since there's only one negative, it's a -8. That's it for that part. Let's go. Oh, by the way, that would be B. You know this stuff. Kind, task, believe. Ooh, when the math teacher asks a question and you're the only one who knows the answer. This here is from last week, okay? So, I made corrections on this. Hopefully they're good. If you see any mistakes or if you are having a tough time or need help with a certain question, please take a screenshot or a snippet and email it to me and I'll respond to you. I would be so happy. I will be smiling from ear to ear when you do that, almost like this guy. The exponents quiz is at OMHS. You got a couple of IXLs. And please do the 15 and 15. Yes, we got this thing going 15 and 15. Miss Barry's got this is her spearheading this thing, right? And it's awesome. So anyway, 15 questions in real-time diagnostic, the arena, enter the arena, and 15 minutes working on your recommended skills each week at a minimum, please. And use your small group time when you're with me, when you finish your assignments early or at MTSS and so on, to work on that stuff, please. And go above and beyond when you can. Grow that math brain. Yes, big time. Evaluate expressions with multiple operations. Multiple operations. Well, operations. Of course, you got to bring in the orange here. Orange, please. Please, orange, come to the stage, please. Operations are add, subtract, multiply, divide. Of course, we are trying to start using the dot there for multiply. There we go. By the way, you're also going to, just to give you a little heads up, you're also going to start seeing multiplying like this. Instead of saying 2 times 2 or 2 times 2, you're going to see 2 times 2. Like that. Be ready. Planting seeds, beautiful flowers and fruit will grow. We will reap the fruit of our labor. Next, with and without grouping symbols. Grouping symbols include, well, there's a grouping symbol. This right here, this is parentheses, right? So you could see something like this. 2 times 2 plus 2. There's a grouping symbol, right? They're in a group, in a band, or a rock band, a punk rock band, a hip hop band. I don't know what kind of, a country western band. I'm not sure what kind of band they're in, but they're in a band. Okay. Also, grouping symbols include these things like brackets, and then these things, which I don't even know what the name of these things are at the moment. And order of operation. The order of which we do these operations. What do we do first when you get this big long string of operations in an expression? Okay, and then here we go. For example, like this. What? Yeah, you're going to be able to do this by the end of this lesson. Okay, we're using this. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Remember, my dear go together and Aunt Sally go together, but sometimes you're going to say, please excuse dear my Sally Aunt, because it depends on which order in which they appear over here. For example, we're going from left to right. If you don't know your left from your right, your left is over here, your right's over here. And then here we go. Mr. Hoffman's going to help you out with a little Mr. Richard Michael Jackson Hoffman. My middle name is Michael Jackson. There's no Jackson in my name, but you can call me Jackson, Mr. Jackson. Okay, so if you're going from left to right, what do you come to first? Do we see any parentheses? That's what please is for, parentheses or brackets or anything like that, grouping symbols. Boom, there they are. That's why that's red. And so then, what is 3 plus 2? 5. Okay, let's go back to it. What's next? Any more parentheses in here or brackets or anything like that? No. Then we go down to excuse, which is exponents. Any exponents in here? Do, 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 do. Oh, there they are. So we're going to do 2 to the third power, or 2 to the cubed, which is 3 2s. Lay down the 2 3 times. Now we're going to do 2 times 2 is 4. And 4 times 2 is 8. And there we go. Let's just slide that 8 right back up in here. All right. Now, what's come next? Do we have any more exponents? No. Okay, now we're on my dear or dear my. Whatever comes first, multiply or divide. Let's go across. Do we have any multiply or divide? In this case, multiplying comes first. So we're going to multiply. 5 times 8, 40. All right, now, do we have any more multiplying or dividing? Now we have a divide. 40 divided by 4, 10. Any more multiplying or dividing? No. Okay, what comes next? Aunt Sally or Sally Aunt, whichever comes first. In this case, it is Aunt because we have adding. 5 plus 10. And then the only thing that's left is to subtract. Now, I want to caution, see, isn't that beautiful? I want to caution you though, because sometimes it's not always going to be like that. Okay, so in this case, let's see. Do we have parentheses? No parentheses. Oh, I guess I can't do this problem. Yeah, you can. You just move on to the next step. No parentheses. Let's see if there's any exponents. No exponents. What? Okay, now let's go to my dear or dear my. We have any multiplying. There's multiplying. Now, to be honest with you, this is what we just did. This is just the ending steps of what we just did. See, I'm just going to kind of roll with this here to take you to the important point here. See, in this particular case, multiplying came before dividing, right? Because you're going from left to right. Now here, adding comes before subtracting. So it says Aunt Sally. It works pretty nice. Dear Aunt Sally. Okay. Works pretty good. But, however, it's not always going to be like that either. Sometimes what will come first here, now there's no parentheses, there's no exponents, but there is multiplying and division. But look, division comes first this time. So guess what you're going to do? You divide first here. Yeah, divide first. Then, roll across. Now, what comes? We have to do our multiplying now. Then what do you think you're going to do? Well, there's no more dividing or multiplying. There's no more my dear or dear my. But do we have any Aunt Sally's or Sally Aunts? We have Sally Aunts this time. Sally's coming first. Yep, there it is. Subtract first this time. And then the only thing that's left is to add in the video.